What's up everyone, I'm Josh Elkin and welcome to my channel. Today I'm making lamb ragu with mint infused noodles. Let's get on with the recipe.
It's very rare that I make a lamb-inspired dish, but this is something that is so delicious. Also, if you didn't know that mint and lamb go together like peanut butter and jelly, this video, hopefully, will make you think that it does. Now, the first step to making the mint-infused pasta is blanching the mint. That means boiling it for a couple seconds and then shocking it and stopping the cooking process by adding it to a bowl of ice water. Once that's done and it's drained off, I'm gonna add it to a blender with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper. I'm looking for a mint paste, which I'll ultimately add to our pasta dough. Speaking of pasta dough, very simple, a little bit of all-purpose flour with some egg and then the mint paste. Now, I'm using a stand mixer and a fitted attachment to make this pasta, but if you don't have that, you could easily just do this in a bowl or make a well on your cutting board and use a little bit of elbow grease and some muscle to knead it all together and achieve that pasta dough. But if you do have a stand mixer, this is a perfect opportunity to add the egg and mint paste, which I whisked in a bowl outside the stand mixer. Once it all comes together, I'm going to transfer it to a floured cutting board and knead it out until it's smooth. Then the most important thing to do after making the dough is let it rest. You want that gluten to develop, so I'm going to cover it in some plastic wrap and then just tuck it away. And now it's time to get on with the lamb ragu. I got some thinly cut lamb shoulder. Now there's a bone in this and I'm not trying to use that bone, so I'm going to just quickly cut around it and then sear off the lamb before adding it to our pressure cooker. Now the base flavor of this ragu is going to be a little bit of a mirepoix, which is onions, carrots, celery, and some garlic. So I'm going to add that to the pot after searing the lamb because I'm trying to use that lamb flavor, aka that lamb fond. And lamb isn't for everyone. Some people think it's a little on the gamey side, but personally, when mixing it with pasta, when mixing it with mint infused pasta, holy jeez, it's delicious. After I got a decent crust and some sear on that lamb, I'm just going to transfer it aside and then use the fond left over from that lamb to saute all of our vegetables. Now, rule of thumb here, you want to add the garlic after the vegetables have sweated off, because if you burn the garlic, it's going to get real bitter. You're going to want to start all over again. So I'm going to do that, and then just for some added flavor and some added texture, I thought, let's add a little bit of chopped bacon. Why not? Once the bacon begins to crisp and you can drain off all the grease, add some tomato paste. Mix it all together with the mirepoix and the bacon, and then I'm gonna add some sprigs of rosemary and some thyme. Season it with some salt and pepper, and once it all kind of pulls together, I'm gonna add some beef stock. And beef is somewhat of a neutral flavor that's gonna marry perfectly with the contents of this pot. It's also gonna be a great flavor base when we're braising the lamb and tenderizing it, making our sauce. Now, while the lamb is in the pressure cooker and it's tenderizing, let's get back to the pasta. I wanted to make thicker noodles, aka pappardelle, and I'm going all the way up to the 6 style. Essentially, you want it flat enough to be able to see through it. Once they're thin enough, I'm gonna hit them with some flour so that they don't stick, because I'm cutting these by hand. So I'm folding the noodles over one another and then slicing them about 1 inch thick. Hitting them with flour is essential. If you didn't do that, the moisture in the room plus the heat would just make it all stick together. At this point, the pressure cooker should be done, the lamb should be tenderized, the sauce should be glorious looking. And what you're gonna want to do is transfer a couple cups of the sauce over to a frying pan and heat it up. And then once the noodles are done boiling, drain them from the water and add them to the pot of lamb ragu. Make sure you reserve some of that pasta water, because if the sauce is too dry, if you added some of the pasta water, it'll just pull it all together. Add a generous amount of the pasta to a bowl and hit it with some pecorino romano.
And here it is. Mint infused pappardelle pasta with an incredible Instapot pressure cooker lamb ragu. Another foolproof, delicious recipe. Please consider trying to make this recipe. I've written the recipe for you. It's in the link down below. It's over at recipechampions.com. Hit that up, make this today, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.